This video is going to help you complete your homework, which is looking at how to write balanced chemical equations. The first part of the homework is looking at neutralization to help us practice this. So the general equation is acid and base makes a metal salt and water. So we need to remember that each time we're going to make a metal salt and water. The name of the salt is the tricky bit. So the first name of the salt, the metal part, comes from the base we use. The second name depends on the type of acid. So if we have hydrochloric acid, we're going to make a chloride salt. If we use nitric acid, we'll make a metal nitrate salt. And if we have sulfuric acid, we're going to make a sulfate salt. We must remember that these are very important, we get these right. So here's an example to show you how this works. So we have nitric acid and lithium hydroxide. So remember that the base gives us the first name of the metal salt. So the metal in here is lithium. And then we go back to our list and check the acid. The acid is nitric acid, and it tells us here that nitric acid makes a nitrate salt. So the second name is a nitrate, and this equation always ends on the end with plus water. So here we have plus water. Okay, so there's our equation in words. Now let's start turning this into formulas. To do that, we need to know a little bit of information. I'm going to slide this up a little bit. So this is the information we need to know at the bottom here. We need to know the charges on the ions that make these up. Okay, let me show you how we're going to use this now to help us to work out the formulas. So here, I have got nitric acid. Nitric acid contains hydrogen, so it contains H+, and it contains the nitrate NO3. Now, when these two come together, we have to remember that the total of their charge has to equal 0. So here I've got one positive and I've got one negative ion. When they come together, they will equal 0. So my formula here is HNO3. Okay. Then if I come to lithium hydroxide contains lithium, Li, and that's a positive ion. And it also contains hydroxide, which is OH-, which is a negative ion. Again, when these two come together, 1 plus, 1 minus, that equals 0. So this is going to be LiOH. Okay? Then it's going to produce lithium nitrate. So again, we use this information to do this. So lithium nitrate is Li+, and that's with a nitrate. So nitrate is NO3-. When they come together, does it equal 0? Yes, 1 plus, 1 minus. So the formula is Li, one of those, NO3, one of those, and then we know water is H2O. So that's stage 2, in that we've now got an equation in symbols ready to go. What we now need to do is balance this equation. Now to help us to do that, what I'm going to do in front of all these formulas, I'm going to put a little dash. So I'm allowed to put big numbers in front. I can't put big numbers in between all these, just in front, okay? So to do this, I'm going to write down the elements that are involved. So there's H, there's N, there's O, and there's Li involved, okay? I don't write these two again because I've already got them in here. Write the same elements in the same order. So we have got those on this side. Let me just do counting. So here we've got 1, 2 hydrogens. Then we've got 1 nitrogen, 3 oxygens here, and 1 there is 4. And we have got just 1 lithium. Count on this side. So H is, we've got 2 hydrogens there. Nitrogens is 1. Oxygens is 3, and 1 there is 4. And lithiums is 1. Now, if you look carefully, you can see 2 hydrogens, 1 nitrogen, 4 oxygens, 1 lithium. Therefore, this equation is already balanced. So that is my balanced formula equation for that reaction. Let's try another one, a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to swap this in. Okay. As you can see, I've got it set up, ready to show you how this is going to work. So at the top here, we've got our acid and our base. So remember, it makes a metal salt. So the metal is the lithium from the base. Now this is sulfuric acid. If you remember what we said at the start, sulfuric acid makes a sulfate salt. And then on the end of that, we're going to have the plus water. So here we'll put plus water. Okay, so there's my balanced, there's my word equation. Now we're going to put some formulas onto here as well. To help me to do that, we're going to use this information that's just here. Let me just put a box around that so we don't get confused with what we're doing. So, sulfuric acid contains hydrogen and it contains sulfate, SO4 2 minus. Now then, look carefully. 2 minus ion and 1 H plus, a plus 1 ion. When I bring these two together, they don't cancel out. I'm going to need 2 positive ions to make 2 plus here in total and a 2 minus, then it does equal 0. So that means my formula for sulfuric acid is H2SO4, 2 hydrogens and 1 sulfate. Now do lithium hydroxide. We've already seen that from the previous example, so I'm not going to work that out again for you, is LiOH. And this time it's going to make lithium sulfate. Let's just put these bits in so we keep ourselves in track. Right, lithium sulfate. So again, we come back to here. Lithium is Li+. Sulfate is the SO4, SO4 2 minus. Check again, 1 plus and a 2 minus. They do not cancel out. I need 2 positive ions. So here I'm going to put Li+. So I've got 2 of these and 1 sulfate. So my formula is Li2. SO4, and then water is H2O. So that's the next stage done. We've got our formula equation. Now we're going to balance it again. So you write down H, S, and O. We've also got a lithium to do. I don't need to write those down because they're already here. And on this side, we're going to put them in the same order. Okay. Then let's do some working out. So hydrogens, 2 here, and 1 there is 3. On this side we've got 1 sulfur, 5 oxygens and 1 lithium. This side over here is hydrogens is 2, sulfurs is 1, oxygens is 4 and 1 there is 5. So it's a bit squeezed in here, and lithium is 2. Okay, so I can see that my hydrogens are not quite balanced, my oxygens are okay, my lithium's not quite balanced. So I put my little lines in. Remember, I can only put big numbers in front to make these balanced. Let's try and get my lithiums to work. So I've got 2 on this side, I need 2 on this side. I'm going to have to put a big 2 in front of that. That means it multiplies this whole formula by 2, so it's 2 lithiums. Happy with that. I've got 2 oxygens plus the 4 from this side. That gives me 6 in total. And then I've got 2 hydrogens here, plus 2 here is 4. Okay, so 4, 1, 6, 2. Not quite there, so I've got to get my hydrogens to work and also my oxygens. And I've only got 2, I need 4, so I'm going to have to multiply this by 2, so it gives me 4 of those, and that gives me 2 oxygens here, plus those is 6, that's good. 4, 1, 6, 2, 4, 1, 6, 2. We have another balanced equation by inserting those numbers. One more example for you. This is hydrochloric acid and magnesium hydroxide. So again, the metal gives us the first name from the base, so it's magnesium. Then we have the second name, it depends on the acid, so hydrochloric acid makes a chloride, and then on the end we're going to have plus water because this is neutralization. Okay, then we're going to work out some formulas. Now to help us do that, we've got this information, let's pop a little box around it, that we're going to use. So hydrochloric acid is 1H plus, and it also contains chloride, Cl minus. 1 of each becomes 0, therefore the formula is HCl. Add it to magnesium hydroxide, a bit trickier. So Mg is a 2 plus, hydroxide is OH minus. So Mg2 plus, OH minus don't balance. I need 2 hydroxides, OH minus, so 2 of those and a 2 plus, then does become 0. So be careful here. Mg, 2 hydroxides, you put it into brackets because there's 2 parts to this formula, and then put a little number 2 outside, so we've got 2 lots of OH. What is that going to make? It's going to make magnesium chloride. Let's work that formula out. So Mg, 2 plus, Cl minus. Again, check, 2 plus and a minus isn't going to work. I need 2 negative ions to make it work. 2 plus and 2 minus becomes 0, so it's going to be MgCl12 and then H2O. So there's our equation. Let's now try to balance it. So we've got HCl Mg and O. And on this side, I have got the same order, H, Cl, Mg and O. On this side, there's one H and 2 there is 3. There's 1 chloride. Magnesium's is 1. And this is an oxygen. Remember the brackets multiplies it out, so it's 2 oxygens in there. On this side, H's, there are 2. Chlorides, there are 2. Magnesiums are 1. And oxygens are 1. So I can see it's not working. So I'm going to have to do some balancing. So let's put my lines in to help me remember. I can only put numbers in front. And let's check. So 3 over here, 2 here. Never going to get these to balance. Let's make this work. 2 there gives me 2 H's. And those 2 H's there gives me 4. 2 chlorides as well. So I've got 4, 2. That's not bad. This isn't quite right. How can I get 2 hydrogens here? If I pop a 2 there, that gives me 4 hydrogens. That's brilliant. This all gives me 2 oxygens. And I've actually got 2 oxygens on this side. So now we have a balanced equation by inserting those numbers in there. Good luck with your homework. Hope that helps you.